Performance from Sandeep Lamichhane against Qatar has helped host Nepal emerge as winners of Group A at the ACC Men's Premier Cup and progress to the semi-finals of the tournament. Nepal are now 2 matches away from securing their spot at the Asia Cup. Good evening, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Nepali Congress furnishes claims for Chief Minister in Lumbini and Gandaki provinces. Dilli Bahadur Chaudhary to lead Lumbini government. Surendra Raj Pandey, the next Chief Minister in Gandaki. Import of electric vehicles increases by 66% in the 9 months of the ongoing fiscal year. Traders share grievances regarding complications caused by absence of clear laws. NATO Secretary General welcomes first phone call between Chinese President Xi Jinping and Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky since the beginning of Russia-Ukraine war. And host Nepal secure a 68-run win over Qatar and finish as winners of Group A at the ACC Premier Cup to take Kuwait in the semi-final. Provincial leader of Nepali Congress, Dilli Bahadur Chaudhary, has furnished his claim for Chief Minister in Lumbini province. Chaudhary has presented his claim to Province Governor Amik Serchan with the support of 53 Provincial Assembly members of 8 parties. Nepali Congress has furnished the claim for Chief Minister as provisioned by the sub-article 2 of the Article 168 of the Constitution of Nepal for formation of a majority government within the deadline. The 8 parties had previously decided to appoint Chaudhary as the new Chief Minister. Meanwhile, Surendra Raj Pandey of Nepali Congress has been appointed the Chief Minister of Gandaki province. Governor Prithviman Gurung appointed Pandey as the Chief Minister as provisioned by the sub-article 2 of the Article 168 of the Constitution. Gurung had issued a deadline of 4 p.m. today to furnish the claim for Chief Minister with majority support. Pandey furnished the claim with the support of 35 Provincial Assembly members, including 27 of Nepali Congress, 7 of CPN Maoist Centre and an independent member who joined CPN Unified Socialist. Despite the agreement for share of the position, CPN Maoist Centre has shared its grievances for not being allowed to have the first share of the position. The import of electric vehicles in the country has increased by 66%. According to the data of the Customs Department, 2,451 electric vehicles have been imported within the 9 months of the ongoing fiscal year, which is 66.39% higher than that of the previous fiscal year during the same period. 1,773 electric vehicles had been imported during the last fiscal year. Majority of the electric vehicles are imported from China. These vehicles are above 100 kilowatt capacity. Apart from China, electric vehicles have been imported from India, Indonesia, the UK and South Korea as well. The consumer attraction has increased towards electric vehicles amid skyrocketing fuel prices and easy access to electricity in the country. However, traders have said that investing in the sector is a challenge because of absence of clear laws. The arrangement of required infrastructure and a human resource for electric vehicle charging stations and repair have been almost complete under the investment of government and private sector. President of NADA, Rajan Babu Shrestha, says that the concerned entity must take initiative to increase infrastructures with the increase in use of electric vehicles. Nepal Electricity Authority has been constructing 52 charging stations in 32 places across the country to encourage the use of electric vehicles. The NEA is installing charging stations in every 60 to 80 kilometers distance in major highways with the financial assistance of 380 million rupees from Asian Development Bank. 45 charging stations have already come into operation while 7 are in their final stages of being set up. Bir Hospital in the capital facilitates VVIP and VIP units for treatment. However, the VVIP ward has remained locked for years. The VVIP unit of the hospital that facilitates intensive care unit and accommodates family of patient and security personnel have remained non-operational since the fiscal year 2046. Prior to that, the VVIP unit was used during the treatment of the members of the erstwhile royal family. The hospital administration has said that the VVIP unit has remained out of use as the VVIPs seek treatment elsewhere. The VIP unit, meanwhile, comes to use occasionally. Former Minister for Health and State Minister as well as Secretary of the Planning Commission were treated in the VIP unit last year. The government had repaired the VIP and VVIP unit during the SAARC summit 7 years ago at an investment of 5 million rupees. The Constitution of Nepal has envisioned the Indigenous Nationalities Commission with the objective of identifying indigenous communities and ensuring and protecting their rights. The commission, which was formed 2 years ago to furnish recommendations to the government for formulation of policies and laws, after conducting required studies regarding the condition of indigenous nationalities, has still been limited to its studies. While the Commission has been operating in snail's pace, it has not been prioritized by the government. Despite the arrangement of the Indigenous Nationalities Commission by the Constitution of Nepal 2015, it took 5 years for the formation of the entity. In the 2 years after formation of the Commission, the entity has not performed any major tasks other than making a few recommendations to the government and publishing texts. The Commission has yet to be prioritized by the government. In addition to remunerations, around 6 million rupees was allocated to the Commission this year. However, the Ministry of Finance halted the budget, citing economic crisis, which compelled the Commission to plan its programs with only 1 million rupees. The Commission shoulders the responsibility of strengthening the indigenous communities, identifying their cultural and traditional roots, and creating employment opportunities for them, among other tasks. As per the Constitution, the entity can be reviewed every 10 years based on its performance and efficiency. If the entity is not found necessary, it can be scrapped as well. The Commission, therefore, also needs to prove its necessity by making the best use of available resources and making an impact. The number of mountaineers that have applied for summiting the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest or Sagarmatha, has reached the highest in history so far, as until Wednesday, 463 have taken their permits for the spring expedition that will begin next week. This number includes 367 male and 96 female summiters, with the highest 96 of the summiters being Chinese nationals. The government has also collected the highest royalty from summiters this year at 650 million rupees. Meanwhile, challenges of maintaining the traffic has surfaced. Around 70 of the summiters have reached the base camp, according to Mount Everest Pollution Control Committee Chair Lama Kaji Sherpa. Local tourism businesses in the Khumbu region have said their business has surged with a growing number of visitors. Hotel occupancy in Khumbu has been at 80% this season. We'll take a short break here. We have more news coming up. Patients suffering from malaria have begun surfacing following the onset of summer in Bardia. 4 patients of malaria have been found in Gularia municipality and Gerua rural municipality. According to the health office, 4 cases of malaria were reported after a total of 9,107 cases were tested. All patients of malaria in Bardia are foreign cases. Bite from mosquitoes carrying Plasmodium falciparum causes malaria. Siraha municipality has begun removing illegally constructed structures in the Siraha-Madar road section. The authority has started removing illegal structures after the meeting of the municipality's working committee decided to expand the width of the road section in Madar and Siraha market to 30 meters. The authority has mobilized 7 excavators to remove the illegal structures. The municipality has planned of removing illegal structures between Thana Chowk, Ward number 7 and Madar, Ward number 17. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: why has the formation of parliamentary committees been delayed? The options are A, no consensus on chair of committees, B, irresponsibility of parties, and C, inadequate pressure from the speaker. Voting is on. Type in AWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg today welcomed the first phone call between Chinese President Xi Jinping and Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Zelensky described the hour-long phone call as long and meaningful and said Xi had expressed words of support for the extension of a deal to export Ukrainian grain from its Black Sea ports. Stoltenberg also said NATO allies had delivered almost all their promised combat vehicles to Ukraine. The Kremlin said it welcomed anything that could bring the end of the Ukraine conflict closer when asked what it thought of a phone call a day earlier between Chinese President Xi Jinping and Zelensky. But the Kremlin said it still needed to achieve the aims of what it calls its special military operation in Ukraine. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said Russia was familiar with the details of what the two leaders had discussed and said their stances on the conflict were well known. Asked if Russia and China had discussed restoring Ukraine to its 1991 borders during a recent visit to Moscow by the Chinese leader, Peskov said there was no discussion of that. Further evacuees from Sudan arrived by ship to Saudi Arabia's Jeddah seaport on Thursday. The conflict between Sudan's army and the paramilitary group called the Rapid Support Forces (RSF) has triggered a rush to extract foreign diplomats and citizens. Several countries have evacuated nationals by air, while some have gone via Port Sudan on the Red Sea, about 800 km by road from Khartoum. Multinationals as well as Saudi citizens were among the evacuees arriving in Saudi Arabia by ship on Thursday. Some waved Saudi flags as they disembarked the ship, accompanied by Saudi Navy personnel. Likewise, tens of Jordanians and citizens from other nationalities arrived early on Thursday on Amman on a military plane after being evacuated from Sudan. A Jordanian Foreign Ministry spokesperson, Sinan al-Majali, said Thursday's flight had on board a majority of citizens from a number of countries, including the United States, Canada, Britain, France, Italy, Norway, Denmark, and many other countries. That was the seventh plane operated by Jordan to evacuate people from Sudan since April 24. Airstrikes and artillery have killed at least 512 people, wounded nearly 4,200, destroyed hospitals, and limited food distribution in the vast nation, where a third of the 46 million people were already reliant on humanitarian aid. An autonomous two-wheeled robot developed Ascento, a robotics startup from ETH Zurich, had been acting as a robot guard for Swiss security firm Securitas AG, who has tested it at several sites, including at a railway depot in Switzerland. Ascento's robot guards have been patrolling the sites for over 6 months, providing an added layer of security and enhancing operational efficiency, according to the Swiss-based company. The Ascento robot is a combination biped, legged and wheeled with a head that houses the computer, battery, sensors and cloud-based AI. The robot can navigate through terrain, bumps, steps and even snow with its off-road tires. The company says its robot guards allow a single human security guard to efficiently cover large outdoor areas that would require significant manpower to patrol in person. The thermal camera detects people and vehicles, while the 360-degree camera captures images of the surroundings. The robot can communicate via a live feed with a backup operator in a control center. The spin-off says the robot will produce automatic daily security reports and can be rented by the hour to complement a security company's human guard team. While pricing depends on many factors, the company says it would be less than a human guard. Ascento began life as an ETH Zurich project to create a robot that could jump, but discussions with industry revealed a demand for a larger, more robust robot. We have more news coming up. Time now for sports update.
Sports news.
Performance from Sandeep Lamichhane helped Nepal defeat Qatar by 68 runs and finish as the winners of Group A at the ACC Men's Premier Cup. Lamichhane top scored for Nepal with 42 runs and picked 5 wickets as well. In the last group stage match, Nepal displayed a poor batting performance against Qatar, who are considered a relatively weaker side. After being put to bat in the match played at the Tribhuvan University Cricket Grounds in Kantipur, host Nepal were bowled out for a paltry 157 runs in 46.2 overs. Lamichhane top scored for Nepal with 42 runs. Amir Farooq was the pick of the Qatar bowlers with 4 wickets. Chasing a target of 158 runs, Qatar were bowled out for 89 runs in 25.1 overs. Zahir Ibrahim and Khurram Shehzad scored 15 runs each, while Farooq contributed 14 and none of the other batters scored in double digits. Lamichhane picked 5 wickets, giving away only 14 runs in his 9.1 overs. Sompal Kami had 3 scalps, while Lalit Rajbangsi had 2 wickets to his name. Group A winners Nepal will now play runners-up of Group B, Kuwait, in the semi-finals.
Oh, what a catch by Gulzanja, diving in front. It's a team effort, and even they didn't do something with the bat. They have definitely done in the field. Gulzanja, Bhim Sharkey, Dipendra Singh Airi.
There you go, Sandeep. Kisses the pitch. Thanks the Mother Earth. Another.
That's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will be at 10:30 tonight. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.